Hi everyone, it's Andrew here from The Domain, behind the camera in my director and cinematographer debut. And I thought it would be interesting to show everyone my current Doctor Who collection. I know I've mentioned it a few times on the podcast, but I thought, I'm the only British person on The Domain, so of course it would be I'd be remiss if I didn't have any Doctor Who memorabilia. So without further ado, I'll show you what I have. Yep, so first things first here, it's a Blu-ray set of the first 7 series of New Who on DVD. Also on Blu-ray, apologies. So we've got first, second, third, fourth, the specials, so David Tennant's final few episodes. And then we've got all of Matt Smith, frustratingly enough, without his regeneration episode at the end. So that's, I think it's one of the few episodes that I'm missing on DVD. And then we've got Day of the Doctor, which was the 50th anniversary special. So of course with everyone's favourite David Tennant and Matt Smith, along with John Hurt as the War Doctor. And then, of course, following on from that, we've got series 8, 9, and 10. So that would be the Capaldi era, all wrapped up with Twice Upon a Time, featuring the first Doctor, but not played by William Hartnell, because unfortunately he's long past, but played by David Bradley. And then we get on to the Chibnall era. Say what you want about it, at least Jodie Whittaker tried. Just unfortunately the writing let her down. But yeah, we've got a series 11 here, followed by the first New Year special, not Christmas special, New Year special. 12th series. Again, the New Year special, because apparently Chris Chibnall decided that having it on Christmas, which was a real, treat of my childhood, no longer is relevant. Let's hope they come back with Russell T Davies. And Flux, which was essentially it's series 13, but it tried to tell a what would you call it? A serialized story, I guess you could say, across 6 episodes. And then, of course, there was the Jodie Whittaker then had her 3 specials, which I don't have yet, but looking to get that. And then, just to top that off there, Doctor Who Trivial Pursuit. So a whole range of questions. Of course, everyone knows Trivial Pursuit, but New Who and Classic Who. Speaking of Classic Who, we'll go up now to my collection. So, in the past few years, what's happened is that, particularly in the UK, I think some of these are also available in the US, they've been re-releasing classic seasons. So, Classic Who had seasons, New Who has series. It's confusing. So yeah, and what they've been doing is that over the years, I think they're averaging maybe about 2 or 3 a year. They've been releasing different Doctors in different orders, so that people kind of get a taste for the different eras of Classic Who. So these are all Blu-ray, so a lot of them will come with the series or the seasons, sorry, in very well designed packages, I must say. So with stories, but then of course with a bunch of extra bonus material. So you've got interviews with members of the staff, members of the crew. In some cases, reconstructions of missing episodes. Each of these will come with a booklet around the production reception of the episodes and everything, as well as remastered and updated sound effects and special effects. So you can watch it in its campy, cheesy glory, or you can watch it with slightly updated graphics and effects to be more in line with current day viewing. But yeah, so I'm not going to go through each of these in detail, but you can see here we've got this is in the wrong order, I apologise. So this should be, I was wondering why Tom Baker was before Jon Pertwee, so let me just sort that out live. Because of course it's got to be in order, right? There we go, there we go. Yeah, so I've got all of the seasons that have been released so far. So you've got William Hartnell, season 2, seasons 8, 9 and 10 of Jon Pertwee, the Third Doctor. Also got a DVD copy of The Three Doctors. Then we get on to a lot of people's favourite classic era, Tom Baker, so 12, 14, 17 and 18. Moving on over to Peter Davison, season 19, The Five Doctors as an individual story. Then we've got seasons 22 and 23 for Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor, and then 24 and 26 of Sylvester McCoy, the Seventh Doctor. And they've recently also announced season 20 as the next one in the collection. So, of course, once I receive that, that will go on my trusty shelf here. And, you know, of course, over time, I hope to be able to get even more of these seasons. But the icing on the top for me is the Doctor Who, The Complete History collection. So what that is a series of issues that was printed in the UK, which basically covers the creation, behind the scenes, reception of all of the Doctor Who stories for all of the Doctors up until the end of Peter Capaldi and his run. So you can see here that each of these is a numbered spine for each of the Doctors. So the orange ones are for the first Doctor, for instance, and the green ones are for the second, and so on. And yeah, so each of these will cover a select number of stories. So, for instance, this covers the first couple of stories of the first Doctor. And there goes that. I'll fix that. I would say I'd fix that later. I'll fix it now, because otherwise it will bug me. Okay, yeah. So so it's made up of a couple of different things. So because my subscription was the bonus subscription, I also got a series of comics released as well, and you can see there that the spines put together make a nice TARDIS picture. And then, of course, with each of these, there's also a spine. So I'll just pan around because there's 90 issues here. So you can see there that it makes a nice collage of all the Doctors and the TARDIS. And the series also includes a few additional stories. So Sharda, Dimensions in Time, The Curse of Fatal Death, and Time Crash, which are a mixture of episodes, but they were typically made for comic relief, or in some cases, such as Sharda, weren't released at all, so it's known as the unfinished story. So having a full collection of sort of behind the scenes, how the show was created and everything is definitely I'd say it's a must-have for any Doctor Who geek. And then, of course, just at the end here, I've also got a few storybooks. So this one I got at Christmas, which sort of gives, as the name suggests, kind of gives origin stories for some of the companions. So sort of stories about what happened in where they met with an iteration of the Doctor before becoming a companion with the Doctor. And we've also got here story adaptation, or written adaptations of several Doctor Who stories that were written by Terrance Dicks, who is widely considered to be one of the best creatives involved in Classic Who. So you can see here, these are the stories that are covered. And yeah, so that is my Doctor Who collection currently. Of course, if things develop or change, I'll keep you all in the loop. But yeah, there's just a bit of behind the scenes as to what my Doctor Who memorabilia and paraphernalia is. Hope you found this interesting. Of course, if you did, or want to see other videos covering a variety of pop culture, gaming, and entertainment, please make sure to subscribe to the domain. And if you want to also help support us, we also have a few membership options available. So please, if you've got a few pounds or a few dollars spare, please feel free to check that out and see if there's anything there that works for you. Thank you all for your time, and I hope to speak to you soon. Bye.